There we go. Match is going to start. Konenko to play the jack. Playing it around 3.5 meters on the court. Okay, first ball. It's in front of the jack, but it's mostly in front of herself. Agayeva left-handed, so that red ball may block her line a little bit. Yeah, it does. She sees something of the jack. Some BC4 athletes have the option to throw with both arms, which can be extremely useful in this type of situations. And she is going to play with her right arm, and then she has an open line. Yeah, great ball. Didn't need to get to the jack. She gets it in between the red and the jack. And by that she creates immediately a difficult situation for Konenko, who cannot push that red ball to the jack. Probably pushing the red is the best decision anyway, because that gives her the option to start working that blue out of her way. Let's see what she does. Yeah, she does it. A nice solution. She pushes the red. But what mainly happens is that her own ball lands behind the jack, so it's a good speed control. Which means she gets closer when using only one ball. A very important aspect in short gameplay, especially when athletes have a lot of possibility to move the balls, is to stay with the last ball, because you can always change things in your favor with that last ball. So you cannot waste too many balls in the beginning of the end. So it was a nice solution here to solve it with only one ball. Agayeva with an easy push. Yeah, well played. Getting two balls nicely in front of the jack. This actually looks more difficult than it is. If Konenko can push in between those two blues, they will both move to the side. And she will have a free jack again, because they're not stopped by anything. And sometimes you even see that ball, the red ball, can just squeeze through the middle. No, she only hits one of them. It's an okay shot, but not really what you want in this situation. She did get close to the jack with one ball, that's good, but she still has that other blue in front of her, and that may bother her later in the end. But as long as you don't spend too many balls, you always have options. We see that it's until now really alternating throw, red, blue, red, and blue again now. So for Agayeva, it's pretty straightforward. She sees an open jack, she will try to get that ball against it. Yeah, that pretty much does it. I'm sure she would have preferred to go directly to the jack, but she just hit her own ball. And by that she creates a small gap for Konenko. And that's nice, because without this ball it would be difficult to get to the jack, but that last played ball is actually helping her. For those of you who have already been watching this morning, we saw two BC1 games in the morning. Now we're seeing BC4. In BC1 we have athletes with a coordination impairment, usually cerebral palsy. And in BC4 we see athletes who have limited strength. You see that the speed of play is a bit higher, and the accuracy as well, since these athletes don't have any coordination impairment, so it's a bit easier to throw in the right direction, and there are less issues with the arm that sometimes is a bit stiff and limits them to throw. These athletes also only have 4 minutes to finish their end, whereas the BC1s have 5 minutes. BC2 athletes also have 4 minutes, and the BC3 athletes who play with the ram, they have 6 minutes, since that obviously takes most time to play. Konenko solved it pretty much like I said, using that blue ball, getting to the jack. Still not really a problem for Agayeva. She still sees the jack and she will try to get there. Ooh, that ball had a difficult bump. Moved a little bit to the side in that bump and lost direction there. So she probably twisted her arm or her wrist a little bit while throwing. That's when you usually see this. See there? The direction seemed okay. But then suddenly it changed course when it hit the ground. She has another try. Again. So it's probably something in her throw. Because that ball moved again a bit to the side. Last ball now. So she can still go to jack. She could also choose to push it a little bit away from the red and towards the blue ones. No, she goes for a placement shot, but that is not good. So here she gives it away. She started well, good shots in the beginning, but then 3 misses in a row. And on this level, that is too much. So Konenko already with the red scoring and 2 more balls to play and plenty of space to score those 2 balls. That could be a very good start for her. Let's see if she can make them. That ball is pretty far off. Quite a big miss, to be honest. Let's hope that she can do better with the second ball. Yeah, that's the one that she needed. Great shot, 2 points, and a nice start for her in this match. As I said in the beginning of the game, both players already played one pool match. Agayeva won, Konenko lost that match. So to pass to the next round, Konenko needs to win with a 3-point margin. And for Agayeva, any win or a small loss is enough to proceed. Good start for Konenko. Seems me a little bit more stable player than Agayeva in this first end. Agayeva with 3 misses in a row, which is pretty unusual on the higher BC4 levels. Let's see if she can recover in the rest of the game. Let me check if we already have any results from other courts. Let's see. On court 7 we have Natasha Bartol against Sara Alarmayo from Spain. And Bartol scored 3 points in the first end. On court 8, we have Josiana da Silva leading 2-0 against Fiona Muirhead from Great Britain. And on all the other courts, it's BC3 and they're still playing the first end, so no live results there yet. We're gonna continue with the game here. Second end to start by Agayeva. And she also plays it short, just over the V-line. Great ball, exactly in front of the jack. Since it's pretty close, it should not really pose a problem for Konenko. But she needs to get rid of it, so she will try to hit it and create some space for herself. Normally on this distance, that should not really be very difficult for this level of athletes. Yep, there it is. Plenty of speed to hit that one. And nicely pushing it off. So the jack is free again. And now she will try to play the same shot as Agayeva started with. Ooh, pretty big miss. Didn't have direction and was also played too fast. But she can try again. Bit better, but not really. Not blocking Agayeva in any way. She has an open line to get to the jack. That red ball even helping her a little bit. Ooh. Went to the jack, but it bumped off. She's actually on the wrong side of the jack. She would be on the other side. The red ball would have stopped the blue. But on this side, there was no help. She didn't get closer, so she can play again. But we see that both athletes are missing quite some shots here. Going straight to the jack. Yeah, that's the shot that I meant. It was not completely in the right direction. It went more to the red than to the white, but the red ball helped the blue to stop in front of the jack. Konenko's now going to see. She doesn't have the overhead camera, so she wants to see those differences between the balls, the distances, so that she can make a correct decision. If the blue would be against the jack, she could hit it, but now since there's a little gap, she could also give a small push to the red and get closer like that. And I think that's what she's going to do. Yeah, Small push, nice play. The ball that she throws stays next to the jack and is protected by the other red one. The ref is going to measure. I think from this view we can see that the red ball is closer, but sometimes we don't see it well and it's better to measure. But yeah. Yeah, red's closer, so it's blue to play. Pretty standard situation. She has a blue right in front of her, so she can give it a little push and stay closer again. And after that, Konenko can push the red again, and we get a little pushing game, which will probably end up in 1 point for each of the sides. But let's see. She plays it pretty strong. Maybe try to push away that red balls a little bit. I'm curious if Konenko can still push that red ball or not. Both athletes have 2 balls left. Means that you need to make a decision whether you're gonna still attack to win the end. Oi! Yeah, she definitely went for an attacking shot, trying to move the blue together with the jack, but she hit the red, and that's a risky play that goes wrong here. She can either do it again and try to get the jack. Sorry for that. She decided to defend, play her last red ball against the blue, but she will not be happy with the outcome here. Agayeva still has 2 balls left, space to score. She could also remove that red ball, and if she does that and she succeeds, she scores already with 3 and could potentially make a 4th point. So the risky play in ball 5 of Konenko is really hurting her here. And she may think if she really wanted to do that, given she already had a nice lead. Yeah, well, she pushes the red. Now, it seems she may have 2 points. Maybe only 1. She could push it again. She could also play her ball to a scoring position. Maybe do both. No, she goes for the scoring shot. And that's well played. So she moved the jack a little bit towards the red. So it may also that it didn't bring her anything really. It's 2 points for sure. And the referee will measure for the 3rd point. 3 points blue. Nice one for Agayeva. And she takes the lead in this game. As I mentioned in the beginning, Konenko already lost her first game in this competition. Agayeva won. So Konenko needs to win by a 3-point margin to proceed to the next round. Which means she needs at least 4 more points in this game. So not really nice to get 3 against in this last end. But still everything to play for. We have 2 Ukrainian athletes here in this competition. Natalia Konenko and Artem Kolinko. Both athletes obviously in a difficult situation, given the war in Ukraine. Um, both athletes have left their country. Kolinko's currently residing in the Netherlands. He's training with the Dutch national team. So for him it was an easy competition to get to, and Konenko is currently residing in Germany. So also for her it was pretty close to get to this event, and they will play together in the pairs competition, BC4 pairs. We're starting the third end. Konenko playing the same spot as she did the first end. First ball slightly blocking Agayeva, but from the back of her box she still has a good line to play. That's pretty far off. Seems like she was trying to avoid that red a bit too much. She can play again. Goes a bit forward now. Not sure why, because it doesn't really make the shot easier. She also sees that now. Moves back to where she was. And tries again. Nope. Nets against the red. Situation stays pretty much the same. She's going to go a bit further back now. I think that's a good decision. Create a bit more space to not need to pass that red one so close. But she already lost 2 balls, so would be good for her to get one to the jack now. We're playing pretty close on court, and you don't want to leave your opponent with too many balls. Ooh, that's pretty big miss. So she's already getting to the 4th ball for an open jack. That's not really what you want in a situation like that. Well, that one gets to the jack with a little help of the other blue one. That doesn't matter, but it still doesn't give her a good situation. Konenko has an open jack, 5 balls left, so she can take control over the end here. That blue ball is actually helping her, gives her an extra target point. Yeah, she plays it very well. exactly in between the blue and the jack. So a red ball stays there very well protected. Cannot really get out of there because there are two balls behind it. And Agayeva will definitely try to do some damage control here. She has a ball pretty close from the jack, so now she needs to protect that ball and make sure that Konenko doesn't have space to get to the scoring area. Yeah, that's a pretty good ball. Now there's two balls in a line. Much more difficult to play that away. And that last one, she's probably gonna play in front of the red, or at least try, so that there's also no option to push red and white to the back of the court to create space there. The only thing that she then hasn't defended is the back of the jack. Ooh, that one was played too hard. Yeah, so this is a good opportunity for Konenko. She has a lot of speed in her arm, so if she can give a good push to the red and the white, they will both move backwards. She will still have her point. And then she has three balls left to score. So this is really a big opportunity for her. Let's see if she can make use of it. Needs to park. For our perspective, a bit in the left side of the box, so that the blue balls are not bothering her. Let's see if she goes for that push. No, she doesn't. She decides just to place it there, which is a good option to score a second point. But if you want more than that, you will need to move something. Well, she can still do that. If she pushes red and white, that last red one will also score. She doesn't. It's not a bad ball. It may score. But since blue is very close from the jack, it doesn't really give you more than a second point. Now she picks her hitting ball. So I think we're going to see some movement now. No, still not. Still tries to get in between there. Didn't work. So the score is still 1. She may push a second one, but I feel that she didn't play this very well so far. That's a good shot. Push it for a second point. But there were chances to get more in this end. Definitely a push earlier in the end would have given her the space to score 3 or more points. Now she's stuck with only 2, which is not bad, but given the fact that she needs to get to a 3-point margin, this end could have really helped her. Now she goes to 4-3, which means she still needs at least 2 points in the last end. And it's the end that Agayeva can start, which means she also gets to decide where on the court they will play. While there's a 1-minute break, we'll check on the other courts. Brazil, Josiane Silva is leading 6-1 against Fiona Muirhead from Great Britain. And Natasha Bartol is 7-0 ahead against Sara Allermeyer from Spain. Yeah, let's see if we have some BC3 results already. Yeah, Hagdal from Sweden is 1-0 ahead against Leme from Brazil. William Arnold from Great Britain 4-1 ahead against Hogrel from Sweden. The Belgium athlete Arno van Praat is 1-0 up against Öner Buzbiyik from Turkey. Craig Jackson from New Zealand 5-0 against Patrick Flanagan from Ireland. And the game between Mirko Garaviglia and Keisuke Kawamoto has just started because there was a delay on that court. So we don't have any scores there yet. Last end in our game here, 4-3. It's a close game. Not everything is good, but for the neutral spectator, everything's still open for the win. We know that Konenko needs to make a 3-point margin, and Agayeva needs to either win or lose by a smaller margin. So this end should be exciting, and it pretty much determines who passes to the next round. Oh, direction was good, just to play too fast. Bumped off the check. This is exactly how you want your opponent to start. Giving you a free jack with a ball right next to it to help you aim. And for Konenko, it's important to make use of that right away. Put pressure on Agayeva. Try to force her to make mistakes or defend, so that you have balls left to try to get that score. Poor shot. We've seen quite a few times that her first ball is too hard. Seems to have some trouble to get that right in once, and then later in the end she gets the speed better. Let's see if that's this one already. Yeah, much better shot. Better speed control, using the bump of the ball, using that blue one. Agayev has a slight angle. She's probably 1/3 of the jack, so she could move that jack. Could move the red one away. So has options, but she'll need to hit something with quite some force to create some space for herself again. Nope. The speed was good, but she hits the blue one instead of the red or the white. It's not a major issue. It means that now the red can move again. It's not protected by the blue anymore. And if she would hit the jack, it most likely would move to the blue ball behind the situation. So not too bad. Not really what you meant, but a lot of options to work with. But she'll need to hit something now. Yep, well done. Now the red moves off pretty easily, and she created a free jack again. But already used 3 balls. So after this shot, only 2 left against the 4 of Konenko. So it better be a good one. A lot of pressure on the shot. She knows if it's a miss, she's got to be probably forced to defend with Konenko with balls left. So getting control of the jack is really important here. You see, she hesitates a little bit, takes her time. Nope, that's not it. Ball made a bump to the side like we saw in the first end as well. And it's not even closer to the jack, so she's using her 5th ball now. Yeah, direction is good, but again, too much speed, bumping off. You see that a lot with these 2 players, that they throw these placement shots to the jack. too fast, the balls stay behind the situation or next to the situation where they're useless. Where a lot of times it's better to play it a bit slower, make the ball stop in front of the jack and then push it, because then you can actually use the ball that you played instead of that it does nothing. Great situation for Konenko. She can get to the jack. Agayeva plays her last ball and she has 3 balls left to secure the victory. That's actually quite a nice shot. I'm sure it's not what she meant, but that ball behind the jack makes that she can push the jack later to make it score. Well, it's already scoring, but even if Agayeva gets closer to the jack, she can push again. As we know, she needs to score 2 points. So having a ball behind the situation is always helpful to get points. Yeah, great ball from Agayeva. Really, really well played in front of Konenko. So this is a very interesting situation. Blue is scoring 1. Red with 3 balls left. Blue doesn't have any balls anymore. And Konenko needs to score 2 here. So first she will need to see how she get rid of that blue ball. She can push it, but it will require quite some strength and speed. So that's probably going to move the white ball a bit further on court. She has a red one half behind it, but it may bump off there and even get to the blue one in the back. But I think it's what she will need to do anyway, because as long as that blue and white are close from each other, she will not score those points. She could also throw through the air on top of the jack, but that shot is much harder. I'm not sure if that would work. Oh, she goes for it, but she hits another ball, so that doesn't really help her. Two balls left. So this ball will need to create the space that she needs to score the points with her last ball. She gets pretty close, but I don't see how this is going to give her that 2-point margin. No, that's not the right play. So I think the referee indicated 1 point for blue here. Yep. Which means we're going to go to tie break. And while that's very interesting for the game, it also means that Konenko is going to be out of this competition. She already lost the game, and even if she wins the tie break, there will be 3 athletes with all 1 win. So the points difference in those games will count, and she's finished 3rd out of 3 and being out of the competition. For Agayeva, it means that she has won the group, because she will end up with a +2 positive points difference, whereas Grubuzer has a +1 point difference. And so we already know the outcome, but this game is still interesting in terms of ranking points. In the World Boccia ranking system, you get points for every game that you win within a competition and bonus points for progressing to a next round. So winning this pool game will give them an extra ranking point, and that ranking point may be crucial in the qualification for the Paralympic Games. We don't know that yet, but this competition also counts for the world ranking that will be used to qualify sites for the Paralympic Games. So I'm sure both athletes will be eager to try to win this game. Uh, Obviously, you always want to win, but getting that extra ranking point may be uh, a good incentive as well. The referee, I think, already did the coin toss. We'll need to see. And in the timer, yeah, so Konenko from Ukraine is going to start the tiebreak, which means she probably won the coin toss. Uh, it's not mandatory, but we see that 99% of the athletes choose to start the tiebreak when they win that coin toss. So it means that her jack is placed on the cross. She can throw the first ball, and then we will play an end as we do normally. Um, Only this time the winner of the end is also the winner of the match. So it doesn't matter with how many points you win. It's just about winning the tiebreak end to win the match. The cross is always exactly at 5 meters, precisely in the middle of the court. In the middle of the playing area, I need to say. And having a good first ball usually really helps to win it. It's a decent shot. Went well to the check and a little bump to the side, which makes it a bit easier for Ageva to get rid of that ball, but at least she will need to open the situation and use a ball on that. So that's a good first start for Konenko. Yep, well played. I think she would have preferred to hit the red one, because the red one is still in front, but the blue one stayed pretty close to the jack, and it means it's Konenko's turn again. For Konenko, this is a pretty straightforward situation. Push the red ball, and it gets to the jack again. And as long as she can keep that situation, it's relatively easy to control an end. At this distance, it's more difficult for opponents to make big moves. Oh, actually, she decides to place the ball. Probably wanted to pass that red and get another one in front of the jack, but now she's blocked herself. I think it's a very poor decision. It's a relatively inexperienced athlete. We saw a few decisions that were not really the best options, um, which is an important aspect of Boccia. Uh, we see that in the international level, all athletes are able to play to the jack, to move balls, but the quality of the decision making usually makes a difference between the athletes. Here she had a pretty easy option to keep controlling the end, but with one decision she gave that option away and made it very hard for herself. Now she will try to get to the side of the jack by the other side. And actually those red balls are in front of Agayeva, so it, if she can get to the side of the jack, it's still not an easy situation for Agayeva, but she uses many more balls than she would need to. That one is too short, but it created a gap for that she can get through with her next ball. So still the options are there, but she's making it more difficult for herself than necessary. Moves to the other side of the box now. I'm curious what she's gonna do. I don't dare to predict it anymore. Try to push something there. Not exactly sure what. But the ball went exactly between all the red ones. Last ball now. So whatever she does, she will need to get closer to the jack than blue. Otherwise, she loses the game. Pretty much a copy of the last shot. Goes through the gap and disappears. And Agayeva immediately tells the referee that she will not play anymore. She's scoring. As I said, there's no point in scoring extra points since only about winning the match. And that means that the score is 4-4 and blue wins in tiebreak. And by that, Agayeva wins the pool, progresses to the next round, together with Fatma Gurbuzer from Turkey and Natalia Konenko from Ukraine. Unfortunately, is out of the competition, but she will return in the teams and pairs competition. Let's see if we have some results from the other courts. On court 8, Brazil beat Great Britain 6-3. And I can probably also provide you with the names. Yeah, so that was Josiane Silva winning to Fiona Muirhead. Natasha Bartol won 8-0 to Sara Alarmayo. And in the BC3s on court 5, it's now 2-1 for Christopher Hagdahl against Antonio Leme with one end to play. William Arnott is leading 5-1 after 3 ends against Sebastian Hogrel. Turkish athlete Öner Buzbiyik 2-1 ahead against Arno van Praat from Belgium after 2 ends. Greg Jackson extended his lead to 8-0 after 2 ends against Patrick Flanagan. And on court 1, the first end is finished and Keisuke Kawamoto is 2-0 ahead against Mirko Garavaglia. And then let's see for the BC4 female athletes what the situation is, since all the pool games have concluded. As I said, Agayeva passes to the semifinals. Natasha Bartol in Pool B also wins the pool and passes to the semifinals. And then we will have a knockout round where Josiane Batista da Silva from Brazil will play with Fatma Gurbuzer from Turkey and Sara Mayo from Spain will play Fotaini Buziu from Greece. And Fiona Muirhead, Anna Nasgaitse and Natalia Konenko are out of the individual competition since they finished third and last in their pool. Those playoff matches will be played later today. This game is finished. The BC3s will continue. And in our next round, which is supposed to start in 15 minutes, but I anticipate that we're going to have a little bit of a delay there. It will be BC2 male, Bernd Meijns from the Netherlands against Ching Ho Lee from Malaysia. They both won their first pool match. and so they will progress to the quarterfinal, but this game will decide who will win the pool and get probably a bit easier quarterfinal. So stay or come back with us, pick something to eat and to drink, and in 15 minutes we will be back again with BC2. Thank you for watching and see you later.